welcome to Full Cup Astrology. I'm Jen Keane, and today I'm going to talk about the solar eclipse in Aries at 29 degrees happening April 19th, give or take, depending on where you are in the world. And first I'm going to give a general overview of what energy you can expect from this solar eclipse, and then you can skip ahead to the timestamps for you, check your sun, moon, and rising, and all will be applicable, and you can get a more personalized forecast of what this new moon eclipse is going to bring for you. So an Aries solar eclipse at 29 degrees, which is the very end of the Aries sign, and that intensifies the Aries energy for this eclipse. So a solar eclipse is already about new beginnings. It is a amplified new moon, and the effects of an eclipse can last up to 6 months or more before you really start to see the manifestations of what was triggered, what event perhaps triggered some change at the time of a new moon. And Aries is also about new beginnings and initiation. Aries has really high motivation and drive and likes things quick. Aries is impatient, but that's sometimes the energy that we need to get things off the ground and to get things started. And Aries embodies that quite well. Aries can also be aggressive and assertive and is very good at standing up for what is right and expressing values and making sure that other people around them follow those and abide by them. So at this time, you may see a lot more Aries behavior and just people taking on that energy and being a little bit more boisterous and outspoken and starting new things, getting things done. At the time of an eclipse is not the time to necessarily initiate something on your own. So give it 3 days before or after to take any initiation. The eclipse energy is really intense and it can throw things off a little. So you're better to give it a little bit of space, because the eclipse is more about the universe creating a change for you, not necessarily you needing to create a big initiation at this time. But whatever comes in might make you feel more initiative in your life moving forward. So seems like what this season has been all about since February, and especially through March. We've been kicking off a lot of fresh energy. And not only is this Aries eclipse all about new beginnings and fresh starts because of the Aries energy, I forgot to mention that this is also a new series of eclipses. So for the past 2 years, and we're going to finish them off in the summer, we've been having eclipses on the axis of Taurus and Scorpio since November 2021. And this is going to be a new topic in your life. So I'll have that broken down in the timestamps for sign by sign, and you'll see what specific area of your life is likely to be influenced by this eclipse. So the other thing that is important to talk about when it comes to this eclipse is that Pluto is squaring the energy of this eclipse. And what that means is that Pluto is the planet of transformation and digging up secrets, digging up that which is deep and sometimes hidden, but ultimately for transformation and healing. Jupiter is also at the conjunct this new moon, so it is side by side with the sun and the moon, and Jupiter also wants to heal. Jupiter is about higher wisdom and higher perspective, sometimes foreign places, foreign travel, but really about healing in a spiritual way, healing in a global, big picture way as well. So I'm curious about how this one is going to play out, because Jupiter is bound to bring blessings with its proximity to this eclipse and healing, and it could feel like sudden healing, a new beginning in that way for some, and that will be really lovely. But Pluto's hard aspect to this eclipse, it also brings healing, but it is more likely to bring healing through crisis, bring healing through conflict, and pulling up stuff that has been covered and hidden to expose sometimes exposing the ugly, exposing the stuff that we don't really want to look at. So I like that we have the combination of both. I think that whatever Pluto dredges up, Jupiter is going to balance out this energy, and it could go either way for a lot of people. And I think because of these contrasting energies with Pluto and Jupiter, it'll just be somewhere in the middle. So I personally love the combination of Jupiter and Pluto at the time of this new moon. I think they're going to balance each other out quite well, and any intense crisis type energy that comes from Pluto will be very nicely contrasted with the blessings and expansion of our perspective that Jupiter has to offer. So now I'm going to break it down for all 12 signs, so you can listen to your sun, moon, and rising and combine the three to get a better sense of how this eclipse energy is going to affect you. For Aries, sun, moon, and rising, this eclipse is happening for you. It's in your sign, and we're about to kick off 2 years of eclipses for you in the area of life that involves you, yourself, your personality, your psychology, how others perceive you, and how you relate to other people. So the eclipse happens on an axis, and for you it's going to be an axis of self and other. So you can expect fated circumstances that are really going to change potentially who you are as a person and how the world sees you. This could be in any aspect of your life because it's happening in your sign. And it's bound to create changes in your psychology as well, and how you view things. So that's a lot of big energy. You've also had Jupiter in your sign for the past year, bringing a lot of blessings and a lot of big energy, amplifying everything Aries. And that's going to move on in May. And when Jupiter changes signs, it'll leave a little gift for you. So you have that to look forward to. The energy of Pluto is coming from your 11th house. So there may be a crisis around friendships, community, people that your allies, people that are here to support you. It doesn't have to be a crisis, but it could be some big upheaval that maybe it's time for certain people to not be in your life anymore. As far as community, maybe you're changing that up and realizing that you're better suited with a different type of person and working toward that. It could have to do with an audience as well. So if you're somebody that has an audience and you're seen by a lot of people, this could affect that. So you might gain an audience, you might lose an audience. This could also generally be gains. So money and abundance from the work that you do could be a part of this as well. Enjoy, Aries. For Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, this eclipse is happening in your 12th house, and this is a very mysterious house to have energy in, especially an eclipse energy. So it can cover a lot of different things. What might be the case is that this is hidden, so something that is not fully uncovered yet might be happening behind the scenes that will have a big impact on your journey moving forward for the next couple of years. Or potentially something that was hidden comes to light. That could be more full moon energy, but with the 12th house, it could, and Pluto involved, there could be some uncovering of something that was unknown. The 12th house covers faraway, distant places and the unseen realm. So you might be having new beginnings in your experience with that which is unseen or some faraway foreign place. the 12th house can cover past lives. So if someone new is coming into your life, this could be somebody of a soulmate nature, and you're getting a square from Pluto. Well, the 12th house is also where Jupiter is for you. So you've been getting blessings in this area through Jupiter, and when Jupiter moves into your sign in May, you are going to get even more blessings. Maybe the blessings right now are hidden because it's your 12th house, and then in May those will be revealed and you'll have Jupiter for a full year. So that's a lot to look forward to. The Pluto square, so this is where things can get a bit more crisis prone, is coming from your 10th. It could just be an intense transformation. So Pluto is also the phoenix rising from the ashes. And so maybe something's just going to suddenly change when it comes to your reputation and your career and your status in the world. So those are some of the influences that Pluto could have. Overall, Taurus, you have a lot of Jupiter energy coming through, and I have no doubt that there are a lot of blessings coming your way with this eclipse cycle and Jupiter going into your first house. So enjoy. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. This solar eclipse, new moon eclipse, is happening in your 11th house. So topics around community, audience, friends, your larger networks, all of those are up for new beginnings at the time of this new moon. And it's also where you have been getting blessings from Jupiter. So perhaps you have been seeing certain parts of your life already amplified when it comes to any of these topics. And this could either shift gears or bring something new that has been building for a little while. And Pluto is sending challenging aspects from your 9th house. So potentially higher learning, foreign places, spirituality could come into question at this time and be causing some struggles or issues. The combination of these two houses can really talk about anything. You might be having some challenges about spirituality and perspective with your community and your audience and people that support you, and perhaps that is going to bring new groups into your life. So that's one possibility. Perhaps there's something, maybe you're moving to a complete foreign place and you are getting all new friends and community, and that's a very small percentage of you, but that could definitely happen. Wishes coming true, money from foreign places, any of those could be up for new beginnings this month. So I look forward to hearing about what goes on for you, Gemini. Enjoy. For Cancer, this new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 10th house. So very likely you are having a brand new beginning in the status of your life, your reputation in the world, how you're seen by the general public. And that might come with a crisis point at this time, or it might just be a very sudden, swift shift into something that you have been wanting and looking forward to. It seems quite fated, whatever this status or how you're seen in the world is turning up. So it could continue to shift for the next 2 years, or it could just be that the story is going to unfold over the next 2 years, and there'll be these different points that the eclipses will bring to make sure that you are on your path to where you're supposed to be in this lifetime and how you're supposed to be seen, especially with matters related to career. Pluto sending a challenging aspect from your 8th house could mean that other people's money is part of this picture. Others' resources are somehow affecting your career or your status, and creating a bit of upheaval. It could be births and deaths under the topic of this house as well, inheritances. Coming from a point of crisis, Pluto in the 8th house is more likely to bring up something around a deep psychological wound to be healed at this time. So that, I think, is something that could be very beautiful and connected to your status and visibility in the world somehow. So enjoy, Cancer. For Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this solar eclipse is happening in your 9th house. So for you, you could be embarking on a journey over the next couple of years that has to do with karmic experiences to change your spiritual perspective, to enhance your spiritual journey, to enhance higher learning of some kind. So you might be going back to school. This could have you on a journey to faraway lands of some kind. Perhaps you're traveling and embarking on changing your world perspective through that. So lots of different fun possibilities when it comes to the new eclipse cycle for you, Leo. And Pluto is sending its challenging energy from your 7th house of partnerships. So this doesn't have to be challenging. Perhaps it's just something that is transformational and creates big shifts, but I suspect a partnership of some kind is challenging your beliefs, challenging your perspective on the world. Perhaps someone is coming into your life that, if this is academia and publishing related, perhaps a partner is coming into your life that is going to really help you in your career and help you publish a paper and help you be successful in your studies. So that's another opportunity here. Jupiter is in alignment with this new moon in your 9th house. So Jupiter is bringing blessings when it comes to your spiritual journey and faraway lands and education. So the combination of someone coming in from a more potential crisis related point, I see so much blessing for you in this 9th house activity with Jupiter and the new moon that I think that there might be some friction that makes you change your mind about something, but ultimately, whoever's coming into your life is creating a lot of blessings around change for you. So enjoy, Leo. For Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this solar eclipse is happening in your 8th house. So for you, this could involve fated events around other people's money, inheritances, how you intimately connect with other people, and maybe deep psychological wounds that you have been carrying around for quite some time, and it's time for those to be eclipsed out of your life. So that's something to look forward to. Any of those topics could come into question, and it might happen that there is some sort of crisis moment around this eclipse that creates and adds to some of this change. Overall, Jupiter is in this house of other people's money and inheritances. It also rules death and taxes and deep psychological wounds. So you have been blessed in this part of your life for the past year. And this could be a new beginning for some of the changes that have already been happening. The Pluto energy is coming from your 6th house. So the transformation focus here is around your day-to-day tasks. You might be changing your daily habits and including something like meditation and mindfulness or breath work into your daily routine, and that creates a big shift for you psychologically because you're just changing your habits, you're changing your daily habits, and it creates a really quick and sudden change. So it doesn't have to be a crisis. There could be a crisis when it comes to day-to-day stuff or work stuff, so you might realize that some of the things you've been doing on a day-to-day basis aren't benefiting you anymore, and Pluto's going to really show how the negative effects of what's been going on, and that'll be a catalyst to create some change there. So overall, lots of blessings when it comes to other people's money, Virgo, and look forward to hearing about how all of this plays out for you. For Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this eclipse is happening in your partnership house. So eclipses can bring fated partners into your life. This could definitely, if you are single and looking for somebody significant, this could definitely be a moment for that. Sometimes we don't see exactly the manifestations of the eclipse right away. But given that it's at the final degrees of Aries, it very well could be a little bit more instant. And Jupiter has been blessing your 7th house of partnerships and other people. So blessings could be coming from other people. If you are married and you're in a committed relationship, perhaps your partner is being really blessed at this time, and those benefits are coming onto you as well. And Pluto is sending a square energy from your 5th house. So this rules children. For Libras out there, it could mean that you, if you already have children, there could be a crisis with one of your children that creates some changes in your partnerships. And if you are looking to have children, this definitely could be a time where you have children or conceive. And otherwise, Pluto in the 5th house it's trying to transform how you have fun and how you find joy and pleasure in the world. So for you, Libra, I see this eclipse as being pretty positive. The Pluto energy, you just might be having a lot more fun with somebody else, and this could be the start of that. And what a wonderful thing to enjoy. So lots of blessings for you, Libra, with your partnerships and transformations around how you derive fun and pleasure, and lots of good stuff coming up for you with this 2-year cycle. Enjoy. Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This solar eclipse is happening in your 6th house. So you are likely to experience some fated new beginning when it comes to work, when it comes to day-to-day activities. If you have employees, this could potentially be a new beginning with employees. But generally, what you do on a day-to-day basis, including your habits, are up for change at this time. And over the next 2 years, there's going to be some fated intervention to get you back, or to keep you aligned with the path that you're on. Benefits are also showing up in this part of your life right now. And so you may have had a lot of work. You may be extremely busy with your daily practices. Perhaps you have already been healing and changing how you operate on a day-to-day and what your habits look like. Pluto is sending this tense energy from your 4th house of home. So there could be a major transformation when it comes to home-related matters. In general, Pluto is going to be there for the next 20 years, and home is going to be a topic that's going to come up a few times. It'll be quiet at times, but at times like this, where Pluto has recently moved into your 4th house of home and family, and we're having a solar eclipse that's affected by this Pluto energy, I think that transformation is bound to come from home somehow. Perhaps you are changing homes, relocating, and that's going to change your day-to-day activity. Perhaps you're going to start working from home, and that's going to change what day-to-day looks like from you, or the other way around. You've been at home and that's no longer going to work. You're going to go work somewhere else. That's going to change. A lot of different combinations that are connected with work and home for you, and blessings, especially when it comes to work and your day-to-day activity and how that unfolds for you. So I look forward to hearing more about how this plays out. Enjoy, Scorpio. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This solar eclipse is happening in your 5th house. So what a fun place to have an eclipse. This means that over the next couple of years, the eclipse and karmic fated energy that's coming for you has to do with how you have fun, how you find pleasure, how you play, what your creativity looks like. Perhaps you are going to be starting a new mode of creative expression. Perhaps you haven't really tapped into the depth of your creativity yet, and that's something that this new moon is encouraging you to do. This part of your chart also rules children and dating and pleasure through those avenues. You have also had Jupiter here for the past year, so potentially you've had healing when it comes to romance and children and pleasure, and maybe a lot of abundance and opportunity to have fun and play and redefine what those things are for you. And this eclipse season over the next 2 years is going to continue to amplify those topics. You are also getting a square from Pluto from this new moon eclipse. This is where the crisis, more tense energy could come from, and that could have to do with news, communication, short distance travel, siblings, neighbors. If you're young, it could be where you're going to school. But for you, Sagittarius, I suspect that Pluto is going to, perhaps a neighbor or a sibling is going to deliver some news that is maybe uncomfortable, maybe not, maybe just transformational, but ultimately to help you have more fun. So maybe you are embarking on a creative project with a sibling. That could be a potential as well. But essentially, the universe wants you to have more fun right now, Sag, and Sag is already good at that. But perhaps there's been something that's been getting in your way, or the way you used to have fun is not serving you anymore, and it's time for something new. So look forward to that. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this solar eclipse is happening in your 4th house of home and family. So there could be some really big healing when it comes to home and family related matters. This has to do with topics around the place you grew up, your upbringing, what that looked like. It is some of that deeper emotional stuff that we carry through into adulthood from our childhood. And that could really be up for healing at this time. Or just healing with family members in any way. Pluto is sending challenging aspects from your 2nd house. So there could be some financial issue that creates changes with your home or healing with your home. Potentially it's a self-worth that is under big transformation at this time with Pluto there. You might be starting to look at your self-worth differently, and you're going to be communicating that with your home and family, and that can create some big change. Generally, this is going to be extremely healing when it comes to home-related matters. The place that you came from, or the place that you are in now, potentially your living space. Maybe you're purchasing a new home, and that's where Pluto's transforming your finances and investing in home ownership, which would be a wonderful manifestation for this eclipse as well. So lots of healing potential with family, Capricorn, and potentially actual home related matters. And I look forward to hearing how this manifests for you. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this solar eclipse is happening in your 3rd house. So for you, Aquarius, I think that short distance travel is going to be a topic over the next couple of years. Communication, neighbors, siblings. There could be a lot of healing when it comes to sibling relationships or neighbors, and there could be blessings around travel. There could be blessings around communication. Perhaps you are going through some fated karmic changes that are going to start at the time of this new moon when it comes to short distance travel and places that you, people that you connect with in your closer sphere. You could also be going through changes of mind and communication as well. So if you've been paying more attention lately, Jupiter, to your mind and your thoughts, Jupiter could be healing mind-related issues, patterns, matters. You could be changing how you communicate with other people, and that starts with changing your mind as well. So lots of healing when it comes to communication for you, Aquarius, and potentially travel, siblings, aunts and uncles. Pluto is in your 1st house, so something around yourself you might be the one initiating at the time of this eclipse, even though you might not intend to. Something's just going to come up where you're communicating with somebody else, and this conversation leads to something much bigger down the road. You might not see that right away. but there could be something about the direction that you're headed in life that Pluto is looking to create some big shifts in. It also rules your psychology, so that goes back to more thought related changes and changes of the mind and how you're manifesting in this world. So for you, Aquarius, I think that you may or may not see something immediately with this one, but likely it's going to create either way, it'll create some really big change when it comes to who you are as a person and how you operate in this world. Enjoy. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This solar eclipse is happening in your second house. So matters and topics around finances, what you value, how you value yourself, and what you invest your time and money in. How you treat your body is another one. Those are all up for karmic adjustments at this time. And you've also had a lot of blessings in this area. So perhaps over the past year, you have had blessings when it comes to what you do with your income and purchases that really benefit you in a nice way. And Pluto in your 12th, it could create some loss at this time that triggers more change when it comes to how you manage wealth and worth and how you treat yourself. So that's one possibility. Perhaps it's more of an influence of faraway places or something that's unseen at this time. Those are other things that the 12th house rules. It also rules past lives and the unseen realms, your connection to spirituality versus connecting to the unseen world. So perhaps there's some transformation there that's changing what you value. Maybe you're going to have an epiphany or a download of something that is just going to change your perspective around money and investments and finances. Very curious to hear how this one plays out for you, Pisces. It's a bit of an auspicious energy to have Pluto's influence coming from the 12th house. And the second, new beginnings in wealth is certainly something to look forward to. So enjoy that, Pisces, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching this video on the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. I'm so excited to hear about how this next eclipse cycle pans out for everybody. This time of year, I know I'm definitely itching for change and everything new, at least in the northern hemisphere where we're experiencing spring. It's a great time to have the energy shift. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next time.